Welcome to Developing the Leader Within podcast, the podcast that brings you leadership insights from the brightest minds shaping our world. Join us as we dive into conversation with trailblazers, innovators, and change makers, spanning every corner of the globe. Get ready to explore new perspectives, gain actionable insights, and become the leader the world needs today. Unleash your potential. Tune into Developing the Leader Within podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Let's embark on this transformative journey together. Developing the Leader Within podcast, leading beyond limits.
Welcome back, everyone. If you haven't subscribed, please do so right now, as it'll help us getting our show to others and help us get to our next milestone. Make sure to catch us streaming on Parade Deck, on Roku and Amazon Fire TV, on the Purpose Place Network, and catch our exclusive members-only content, Going Deeper Within, on the Lions Guide Academy. Today, we are speaking with Francisca Hevia. Fran is the founder of Hevia Coaching and Consulting and serves as the vice president of the International Coaching Federation in Chile. She focuses on expanding people's capacity for effective action and inspiring them to dare for change and transformation. Fran, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Enrique, so much. I am thrilled really to be here, and I was looking forward actually for this moment. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for being with us. And folks, we're going to have an engaging conversation around leading beyond comfort. And we know that comfort usually is something that hinders us in many ways, but unlocking potential through safe and challenging growth. Now, before we get into the conversation, Fran, tell us a little bit about you.
I've been a professional coach for more than 20 years. I started with coaching actually because of a personal experience. I became a widow years ago, and that personal experience really broke me in an important way. And I was invited to a coaching training, and that's why I started with this. And I really fell in love with this because I believe that when we work with people, I am driven by the belief that true leadership involves the whole person. Okay, it's not just professionally, or it's the whole person, all the roles that person has. So I declare myself really passionate about connecting human beings with the greatness. All of us, we have a huge greatness inside, and sometimes it's just asleep. Okay, so that's really my passion. And with that passion, I have held leadership positions with coaching in and out, okay? But I have held in the public and private sectors.
And I love your story. Unfortunate, that it came by way of a severe loss like that. But it's amazing how life will treat us. In hard moments, life tends to treat us a little better. And you found coaching, you found love, you found passion, you found a way to invest in others. And I know as a giver, and coaches are givers, we tend to really enjoy that journey. And I'm so happy that you found it, because you've done so much with coaching and with people. And now you emphasize creating a safe and challenging environment for your clients.
Right.
How do you strike the right balance between making someone feel secure while also pushing them beyond their comfort zone?
Well, the first thing I believe you have to work with your client is connection. Okay, connection beyond professional areas, like what do you like? Are you happy here? Whatever. Okay, and when the person approaches you, he's looking for something. He or she, they're looking for something. Okay, it's not just I want to be your friend. Okay, they have like the feeling of evolving. There is something going on inside of them. So connecting means listening to them too. Okay, and being able to catch whatever is that maybe it's a little piece of something, but being able in the listening to catch that up and be able to walk with them in that. Okay, so for me the first thing is listening to their desire to connect, to empathize, and building mutual trust. That's the first thing. See, the first time we meet, I'm not thinking in the strategy or whatever. I'm just thinking in connecting with that person, really and authentically, okay? Because you can tell when somebody is not being authentic, okay? And then only then, when you feel that person is ready for the challenge, okay? Maybe you have to be with that person 2 or 3 sessions. I don't know, okay? When you feel that person is ready for the challenge, then you take them out of the comfort zone. And they will do so. I mean, you just follow whatever they are showing you, the path they're showing you, okay? It's not that, it's not something you rationally thought about it. It's like you feel it, you see it, you go ahead. Okay, it's like that, really. It's like kind of a rhythm. Okay, it's something that it's an art, finally. Like catching and seeing and saying, okay, let's go then.
Yeah, and I absolutely agree with all of that. Both of us are ontological coaches. We both have been through the being framework type of certification on top of all the things that you've already done. And as you're describing that, I could see that delicate dance, right, between the coach and the coachee, because a lot of people have the coaching thing wrong, the definition of what it is. Sometimes it's misunderstood to be like mentorship or advice, but coaching
Mhm.
is really different. And you do have to have that way about you to really listen to when that person is ready for that next level. So I love how you do that. And we are prepared to do that, right? But sometimes they are not. So, what are some common mental or emotional barriers you see in leaders that prevent them from unlocking their full potential? And how do you help them overcome those?
Well, the first thing is that we people are creatures of habit. Okay, so we feel very comfortable being in some place, even though it would create frustration, fear, whatever. Okay, so the reason why that person came to me, because he or she doesn't feel able to do it by himself or herself. Okay, so things that happen, well, of course, fear, or uncertainty about the outcome. Okay, I've never done this before. I never had this conversation before. Okay, I don't know what would be the outcome. The opinions of the people around me. Okay, what will my boss say? Whatever. And those feelings keep me there. Yeah, but I believe that the way of moving that person out of that zone would be connecting with the frustration. Okay, uh, the emotion that generates finally staying there. And when that person really gets in touch with that feeling, okay, they are willing to take another course of action. I believe that coaches should be supporting that person all the time. Let's say that person is scared and is willing to move, but that scared again, okay? because usually happens. You have to willing be, as I told you before, like it's a rhythm there, okay, that you have to catch in and move, even though that's going on, you move with that person and push him, sometimes more, sometimes stay there, it's like, but we as human beings, we, even though we suffer, we are creatures of habit. Okay, so it's sometimes, even though it's very complicated, we prefer to stay there.
That is so true. And it's easy to stay in those habits, right? That's the whole point. The whole point of habits, when they bad, it's just that they're easy to stay in. And this challenge to grow and this desire to grow sometimes may be there, but that old self will kind of tell us, hey, it's nice over here, just stay, right? And it takes a coach to bring some perspective, to bring some insight, to bring some examples of ways we can develop. And so, in your experience, how does exploring new perspectives, especially ones that challenge our beliefs, contribute to growth in leadership and performance?
I think a nice way to do that is comparing the actual outcomes with the desired outcomes. Okay, and review like what would be the consequences of staying right here versus moving on. Yeah, and that's why I'm inviting you to step out of the comfort zone. I think that could contribute, because we don't have to forget that that person approaches us because he or she has a desire. Okay, so he or she already took a step, calling us, or I don't know, talking to us, approaching somebody, a friend that or, I don't know. Okay, but he or she already made a move. So it's a nice way. And I have to say that everything I said before adds up, okay? The connection, the listening to the rhythm, etc. And then with all that, let's look up at the consequences of staying here or moving on. Okay, that would be for me, good. It's a way of exploring new ways. Imagine, okay, but being close to the person, never leave him or her alone.
That's so powerful. And we hardly ever compare the consequences of staying where we are, right? It's just, oh, it's easier, so let's just stay here. Or, hey, I won't like to try, let's go over there. And either way, there are consequences, right? Every action does have one. And it's important to realize that sometimes those consequences for staying are way more than we are willing to pay. And it's crucial for us to understand that. Now, can you share a specific example where a leader you work with achieved a breakthrough by leaning into that discomfort or challenge within your learning environment?
I just finished working with a manager. So she's a woman. Uh, she came to me because she felt that her career had reached her limit. Okay, she was okay in the place that she was. She was a manager. She earned a good salary. Okay. She knew she was good at what she was doing. She had recognition, but despite of this, she felt uncomfortable. Okay. And so that's why I was telling you before that the person, when approaches you, she or he feels uncomfortable already, even though the picture looks perfect. Okay, there's a feeling of being uncomfortable inside. So she came to me, we connected to that discomfort. And from there, she decided to try out. Let's see if, okay? And she contacted a manager of another company similar to hers, okay? She had an interview, and something happened within that interview. She felt that after doing that interview, boom, she decided to go ahead, okay? So usually it's the first action that scares people, okay? After that, something happens and boom, she moved. So she started looking for similar positions, whatever. So after that, I have to say right now, okay? After many interviews, she resigned from her older company. She now works in another company. She's a manager of a huge department, okay? And she's on fire. I would say that, really, okay? She's been calling me, she's on fire. She's like, wow, I never thought I could do this, whatever, okay? But, and for me, it's amazing watching her. I mean, but the thing is that she felt being uncomfortable. And I think you have to listen to your body, to your emotions, to whatever. And she said, okay, I need to move on. I have no idea how to move on, okay? But I need to do something about this. So that would be a very, and she's maybe 2 months ago, she started this new job. So that's an example.
And it's heartwarming. As you're telling the story, I'm ear to ear smiles, right? Because I'm happy for this person, knowing that sometimes that fear will show up and it will keep you. It's designed to keep you, right? That's what fear does. It keeps you from,
Right.
danger and things like that. But sometimes it keeps you from your destiny. And I'm so happy to hear that she stepped out, even in the midst of fear, with some courage and was able to see that develop and come to life in her life, right? Now,
Right.
for leaders that are listening today, what is one practical step that they can take right now to begin cultivating a culture of excellence within themselves and their teams?
Well, as I told you before, for me, the first thing is listen to yourself. Okay. Today, it's very common and easy, I would say, to fill your life with stimuli and tasks that fill your life, okay? And it's very easy. The cell phone, the computer, TV, I don't know, we have surrounded by many things. And many courses online that people take courses by many, one after the other, whatever, okay? And it's a way, and somehow it's a way. I'm not saying it's not good to take courses or whatever, okay? I am saying that filling with your life with many stimuli, it takes you out of your inner soul. I don't know, okay? And you avoid noticing maybe what makes you feel uncomfortable, what makes you feel frustrated, what makes you feel sad, because you're full of all of the things. I think that it takes courage to reflect, okay? Because it's not comfortable. And and have conversations that involve making new decisions. That's one of the things I would say to most of the people is to have time for yourself. Keep some time for yourself. You are important. You don't come after all of this task. You come first. Okay, this is the first. And the other thing I would say, that ask for help to make, in order to make decisions, big decisions with strategies, okay? as we talked before, every action has a consequence. And if we are very impulsive, we might take actions that they don't take us to the place we wanted to. So, and I mean, I'm not talking only about coaching, okay? If you need a lawyer, ask for the lawyer, you know? If you need a physician, go to the doctor, okay? Just ask for help for people that are prepared to go with you to the place you want to go. Okay, that would be the two things, most important things for me right now.
Yeah, great tips, great advice there. Thank you for sharing that. Now, I know that you have a lot going on in your coaching, you're doing some other things. So what do you have coming up? And where can the viewer or the listener follow you or support you?
Well, coming up, I have some videos I filmed maybe 2, 3 years ago called Proyecto Grandeza. That would be Greatness Project. They are in YouTube, but I never have showed the videos on social media, you know. So there are great stories about people that went beyond their challenges, okay, and created great things in their lives, and not only in their lives, in the lives of many other people. So I believe that I'm going to start posting my Proyecto Grandeza in the next month, start with some chapters, because they're right there, and I believe it's important for people to take a look at them and maybe reflect and think. We all have challenges in our life. It's part of life. And sometimes challenges can come with many possibilities, and we don't take them because we're so busy sometimes that we're not aware the possibilities coming with it. So I would like to show people that if some people did see that, we all can. They can reach me through my LinkedIn page. They can reach me to my webpage or my email that I will post it in the chat. It would be francisca@franhevia.cl.
Thank you for sharing that. And folks, we'll have all those links and ways to get a hold of Fran and support all that she is doing. And we'll make sure to put it as part of the video and the show notes for you to be able to do that. Now, today's episode is sponsored by the Global Trends Magazine, the Outlier Project, Fantail Services, Southern Sweet and Sassy Coffee, Ascend Meditations, and Chop AI. And if you've enjoyed this episode and learned something interesting about the topic covered today, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and let us know by leaving a comment. Tune in next week for another episode where we dissect leadership from another angle. And as we like to end the show, success to you.